Imagine trying to function with a brain that's glitching. Your thoughts scatter, your movements stumble, and your decisions are off. That's exactly what happens when your car's ECM starts to fail. The ECM, engine control module, is like your car's central nervous system, constantly processing information from sensors to manage everything from fuel injection to ignition timing. When it starts to fail, even the smallest glitch can throw off the balance, creating a ripple effect of problems that are hard to trace but impossible to ignore. In fact, over 60% of unexplained engine failures in modern vehicles are traced back to faulty electronic control units. In this video, we'll uncover the 9 telltale signs of a failing ECM and show you exactly how to address them. Plus, stick with us until the end for 5 game-changing tips to prevent ECM failure and keep your car running smoothly, saving you from expensive repairs down the road. First symptom: illuminated check engine light. The check engine light can be triggered by all sorts of issues, from a loose gas cap to a failing sensor. But sometimes, the real problem isn't with the parts being monitored, it's with the monitor itself. The engine control module, ECM, acts as your car's brain, constantly processing data from various sensors to keep everything running smoothly. When the ECM starts to fail, it can misread accurate data, send incorrect signals, or even recognize its own internal faults, like failing circuits or memory errors. This can lead to false alarms, with the check engine light staying on for no obvious reason. The common error codes associated with a faulty ECM are P0600, serial communication link malfunction, P0601, internal control module memory check sum error, P0602, control module programming error, P0605, internal control module read-only memory error, P0606, ECM/PCM processor fault. If your mechanic can't find anything physically wrong and the light keeps returning, chances are the ECM is the real problem hiding in plain sight. To make it easier for you to spot problems before they become expensive repairs, we have dropped a link to one of our top-rated OBD2 scanners in the description below. Second symptom: engine stalling. You're pulling into a busy intersection when suddenly your engine cuts out. No sputter, no warning, just silence. It's a heart-stopping moment, and one that often points to a failing ECM. When the brain of your car glitches, it can instantly kill power, leaving you stranded in the worst possible place. The ECM controls fuel delivery and ignition timing to keep the engine running smoothly. When it begins to fail, it cannot maintain consistent communication with the fuel injectors or ignition coils. This may cause the engine to stall unexpectedly during operation by suddenly cutting fuel injector pulses or misfiring spark plugs. Third symptom: no start difficulty. Starting, you turn the key or hit the start button, the engine cranks, but nothing happens. Or it fires up, then dies just as fast. No warning, no clues. Often, that's a faulty ECM that fails to send the correct signals to start the engine. The ECM fires off a series of perfectly timed commands by reading signals from the crankshaft and camshaft sensors, then tells the fuel pump, injectors, and ignition coils exactly when to act. If it's faulty, that chain of communication is broken. The fuel pump may not prime, the injectors may remain closed, and the ignition system may not know when to spark. Without those signals, your engine can't start, no matter how many times you try. Fourth symptom: sluggish engine performance. Acceleration should feel sharp and responsive, but when the engine feels like it's dragging through molasses, something's clearly off. That frustrating lag, where the car stumbles instead of surging, often traces back to a struggling ECM that's failing to keep pace. The ECM is in charge of delivering precise power by managing ignition timing, fuel flow, and valve operation. When it malfunctions, those split-second decisions become delayed or inaccurate. Spark comes too late, fuel doesn't flow right, and timing is thrown off, leading to hesitation, misfires, and sluggish performance just when power is needed most. Before we go into other symptoms that will instantly impact your pockets, why don't you hit the like button and subscribe? Trust me, this is a sure way to stay off care troubles. Fifth symptom, poor fuel economy. Just filled the tank, but the fuel gauge drops faster than usual, and there's no leak or change in driving. This could point to a faulty ECM. It plays a crucial role in managing fuel efficiency by continuously analyzing input from oxygen and mass airflow sensors to calculate the ideal air-fuel ratio for combustion. When the ECM malfunctions, it may misread this sensor data and send incorrect commands to the fuel system. This can result in a fuel mixture that's too rich or too lean. Rich mixture wastes gasoline, while lean mixtures cause the engine to work harder. Both scenarios result in significantly reduced miles per gallon without any changes to your driving habits. Sixth symptom, erratic transmission shifting. Your automatic transmission used to shift smoothly. Now it jerks, hesitates, or shifts at the wrong times. You know why? Your ECM could be faulty. The car's transmission doesn't work alone. It relies on the ECM to shift smoothly. While the TCM controls the gears, the ECM feeds it critical data, such as engine speed and load. If that data is wrong or corrupted, the result is jerky, delayed, or even stuck shifts. You may also notice rough gear changes or the transmission locking into a single gear, also known as limp mode. Seventh symptom, loss of acceleration. If your car feels sluggish when you press the gas, as if it's dragging its feet, the ECM may be limiting the engine's power output due to a fault. The ECM should boost engine power by managing fuel delivery and ignition timing based on real-time data, including input from the throttle position sensor. However, when the ECM starts misreading the data or experiences internal glitches, it may limit power output or enter safe mode to protect the engine. That results in poor throttle response, weak acceleration, and a sluggish feel when attempting to merge or overtake. The power's there, but the ECM refuses to unlock it. Eighth symptom, failed emission test. A failing ECM is one of the top hidden reasons cars fail emissions tests. When it can't properly manage the air-fuel mix or ignition timing, your engine burns fuel inefficiently, emitting harmful pollutants such as hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, and nitrogen oxides. The ECM also oversees key emission components, such as the oxygen sensors and catalytic converter. If it stops managing them correctly or reports false readings, your car won't meet emission standards, even if those parts are working fine. It's like having a team ready to clean up, but no leader to guide them. Ninth symptom, rough idling. The ECM maintains a smooth idle by continuously adjusting the air intake and fuel delivery to compensate for changes in engine load. A failing ECM may lose this fine control, causing the engine to hunt for the correct RPM or vibrate excessively at stoplights. A rough idle develops when the ECM can't properly interpret data from the crankshaft position sensors or misfires its commands to the idle air control valves. The result is an engine that can't find its rhythm without the computer's proper guidance. How to diagnose ECM problems. Step 1. Scan for trouble code. Use an OBD2 scanner to read any diagnostic trouble codes, DTCs stored by the ECM. Step 2. Inspect wiring and connectors. Check for damaged, corroded, or loose wires and connectors going to and from the ECM. Step 3. Test key sensors. Verify that vital sensors, such as the crankshaft, camshaft, oxygen, and mass airflow (MAF) sensors, are functioning properly. Step 4. Check ECM power and grounds. Use a multimeter to confirm the ECM is receiving correct voltage and has a solid ground connection. Step 5. Reset or reflash the ECM. Try resetting the ECM by disconnecting the battery or using a scan tool. If issues persist, a software reflash may resolve internal glitches or corrupted programming. 5 tips for preventing ECM failures. 1. Inspect electrical wiring regularly. Check for frayed wires, loose connections, or corrosion. Damaged wiring can short out the ECM. 2. Protect against moisture. Avoid water exposure under the hood and fix leaks promptly. Moisture can short-circuit the ECM. 3. Use the correct battery voltage. Surges or low voltage can damage internal ECM components. Always use the right battery and avoid jump-starting incorrectly. 4. Keep sensors clean and functional. Dirty or failing sensors can overload the ECM with faulty data. Clean and replace them as needed. 5. Stay on top of routine maintenance. Regular oil changes, filter replacements, and system checks help catch small issues before they affect the ECM. Can I drive with a bad ECM? Yes, it's possible to drive with a bad ECM, but it's risky. A faulty ECM can cause unpredictable engine behavior, poor performance, and even sudden stalling. The longer it's ignored, the greater the chance of damaging other components. Don't wait for a breakdown. Fix it before a small glitch becomes a big problem. How much does ECM repair cost? The cost of ECM repair can vary widely based on your vehicle's make, model, and the severity of the issue. On average, total repair costs range from $300 to $1,000. Parts alone may cost $200 to $700, while labor charges typically add $100 to $300, depending on your mechanic's rates and the complexity of the job. If this video made things clearer, hit that like button, subscribe for more straight-to-the-point car tips, and drop your ECM story in the comments. You never know. Your experience could be the fix someone else is searching for.